Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana is still in this descending channel here. Within this descending channel that we identified, it is in a descending wedge, or actually broke out of it. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But overall, if we look at the wave count, you can see that Solana is here. It has completed a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, wave 3 down, probably a wave 4 up, and is now already in its 5th wave to the downside. Yeah, I am fairly convinced that this is the case because it made here recently, and many cryptos didn't do that, but Solana did that. It made a lower low here on the 24th of February. Therefore, I would personally consider this wave 4 complete, but again, there is no guarantee. This could also still extend a little bit further. You know that a wave 4 typically consists of 3 waves, so an ABC. There's no reason why we couldn't get here a wave A, B, even if it's a bit lower, and a C to the upside. And after that, get our 5th wave. So again, as you can see, there is never a guarantee that we are already in the 5th wave, but we can only assume at the moment, okay? At the moment, Solana is looking a little bit for direction. Solana is moving sideways. Sometimes it's just important to understand that sideways is a direction as well. You can see that we identified here this descending wedge. It is now broken out of it, retesting it. We don't really get the volume at the moment. Otherwise, we could expect a bit of a move up from here, maybe all the way up to the resistance level of that channel, which would be $105. But at the moment, I can't really see it because it lacks the volume. But if the volume picks up, yeah, certainly it could get to $105, and that would also be the previous high here. Until it moves above that high, I think further price increases are off the table. But this is an important level here, the $105 level, because everything that it's doing from now to that level would just be another lower low or lower high, because this is quite a significant swing high. And if it stays below that, we can assume that lower levels are still to come. That is my view anyway. I mean, what we see here coming from Solana at the moment is not convincing at all. Doesn't look at all like the low was already in. I mean, you can see that any move up here was not really convincing. We saw a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. This is now the first time it actually makes an effort to do a higher high compared to the previous one, but this is really only the micro movements. I would want at least this high here at $105 or even this high at 122 to be broken to be more convinced that a low was already in. And to be honest, at any point in time, Solana could now start to move up. We talked about it. The Solana is already, or did get into my target area, which started at $100. It has come into it. It has hit the fib levels. It can now start to turn around. Yeah, certain cryptos or cryptos in a wave 2 typically need to come down into an area with certain fib levels, and Solana did it. It has completed what it needs to do in a correction. So anything it does now is just basically the icing on the cake. Yeah, and my next target level would be $55. But all the way from up here, we've been talking about this price area down here, and it was reached. And now obviously we're just looking for the next price target at $55, because so far what's coming from Solana is not convincing at all, and we cannot see a confirmation yet that the downtrend is over. We need to pay close attention to what is happening now, because as I just said, it really does make an effort to make a higher high here for the first time here in this whole downturn, but it's not too convincing yet because it's already struggling. If we go to the 1 hour chart, we can see that Solana was already nearly overbought here. Now moving down again, but it's in the bullish range, so that's positive for now. There is still more room for further upside on the 4 hour chart, on the daily chart. So it could move to that $105 level as I mentioned. But as I said, we need a bit of volume. It just broke out of a descending wedge, and so far there isn't really the volume. It might just do the retest, but it's moving slowly. So the message I think in this video I just want to give you is, you know, it is pretty much not confirmed that we have seen the low yet, and primarily I would still expect lower levels of around $55. And if we take a look at the EMA ribbon, yeah, on the daily chart here, you can see that we are just testing that EMA ribbon from below. So there is a long way to go. In this whole downtrend, Solana was pretty much below the EMA ribbon Only that wave B helped it to get out of the EMA ribbon, but that was a fake out. And everything else really stayed below the EMA ribbon. And here now, not even crossing the first EMA on the daily chart. Let's see how the 4-hour chart looks like. Yeah, it is making an effort to move above it, but we don't have a long signal yet. But if it can hold it and we get these EMAs to cross, then this could be a buy signal. But as you can see here, it's not the first time it's done that. It just needs to hold it above it. It needs to retest those EMAs as well from above. And if it fails to do so, then we can expect a move down. It did that here. I mean, this is the 4-hour chart, so really talking about the micro moves here, where it moved up. That was basically also a fake out, but then retested, moved a little bit higher, lost it again. Yeah, I mean, bear in mind, we're in a downtrend, and in a downtrend, any move up is less strong, less impulsive than any move down. So even here, it's just trying to break through these EMA ribbons at the moment. But as I said, struggling a little bit. But the indicators would support a little bit of a recovery. So I just gave you the key next resistance levels here. But primarily, we are waiting for a significantly higher low and a higher high to be confirmed. Not only a higher high, also a higher low we want to see. And then we can talk about, depending on what the structure of the price says, that the low could potentially already be in. At the moment, I mean, we already talked about it here, that the low could have been in, yeah, because also here it already hit my target area. That was end of January. But I told you that I did not like the structure here. Too many overlaps, did only look very corrective, not impulsive at all. And yeah, that also was, I think, a good call, because in the end we made a lower low. So we need to see how the price is developing now. It's a bit too early to say. There is a potential now with that higher high that we could go that way again, making higher highs, higher low, but it's too early to say. So keep an eye on it. Primarily at the moment, I have to expect further price drops again into the region between 55 and 30 US dollars. But if that, or when that correction is then finally over, we can expect much higher levels. And I'm going to show you that now, what we can expect. I have to go to the higher time frame, go to the daily chart, and all what you can see here to the upside was a wave 1. What we are seeing here is the first wave 2 that Solana did. And no, not that. We draw the fib levels here to the top. Yeah. So to the all-time high, need to start here so that target area is in, and then we can expect in the next wave up at least a price target of 422. That's the 1.618. More realistic 522, and maybe we even reach here something around $700, the 2.618. So at least the 1.618 extension at 422 should be achievable. But also to get there, we need to break the previous all-time high, 261. But now we're quite far away from that anyway. So we talk about that when we're getting to these levels again, which we will, which we will. Corrections like these are absolutely normal. All right, that's my view here on Solana. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership for access to the Telegram live chat, the Discord server, and a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.